Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of freaking City Skylines. Heck yeah. In the beginning guys, I want to show you a bunch of statistics just to prove to you that what you're doing is definitely working. I mean, one thing that's obvious, I haven't made this many videos in 1 week for over half a year, so in terms of motivation, it's a no-brainer. However, look at this. My statistics for the past 5 days improved dramatically. Well, at least in my terms. I'm a bit ashamed to mention this every episode, but guys, I want this streak to continue and I'm gonna give you as many City Skylines videos as I possibly can just to show you my gratitude. You're doing something for me and I'm definitely doing something for you. Anyways, let's get to the meat of this episode. What I would like to do is build my next residential area. We need a lot more people, namely, we want to reach at least 5,000. We have plenty of jobs available, but currently not enough residential areas. So, without any further ado, let's maybe go ahead and purchase this tile. Yes. That means I can maybe get rid of this ugliness and improve on it. I want this highway to be fairly straight up to this point, and then we're gonna take a little curve. We then want to go all the way down to approximately the center of this tile, and I would like to have another interchange that is eventually gonna connect with the forestry industry. But let's go ahead and place it maybe up to maybe this point. Gonna do the other side of the road as well, that should be fine, and then all the way down to here. Right here we can continue westwards and then we're just gonna hook this up. Let's see, can I connect this in a nice way? Yeah, that looks pretty even. Now once we get some traffic on this intersection or interchange, we will have to figure out whether or not these points here are working out. But thus far, it seems as though we have no issues at all. We'll just have to observe and see. Okay, what I would like to do with this district is have 2 main roundabouts. One is going to be here and another one here. So people have to decide at this point whether they want to go left or right. And what I would like to have here is actually a one-way road. So right here it should be one way in this direction and one way in the other direction. So we don't have any traffic interfering with this intersection here. Once we reached this point, I would like to begin with my roundabout. We're gonna make it fairly large. And I'm gonna do the same thing here on the other side. There we go. Beautiful. And now I would like to have a way back into this road that should theoretically work out. I don't want people to go to the left here though. That's gonna be an issue. Technically, nobody should do that, if you think about it, because if they come from this intersection, from this roundabout, it would make no sense to turn around here again. But then we could also just make this a highway piece, which is a single lane. Problem is, the highways are a little bit noisier. We could also update these, thinking about it. For the top side, I actually want the road on the other side, because if I have it on this side, it's gonna join in here and then people coming from this road are gonna be blocked all the time. So instead, I think I'm just gonna go above ground or underground and join up with this road. Let me actually attempt that. You know, something like this might actually work out. Let's upgrade this to a 2-lane, so lane mathematics works out. And then technically this bit only needs to be one way, but 2 lanes. Oh man, I wish both of these arrows pointed to the right, but what you gonna do? What if we upgraded this to a 3-way? Okay, that might actually open up better opportunities for us. Well, maybe let's try to get this somewhat connected first. Yeah, that looks alright. Same thing right here. Beautiful. So now we have a way to both of the roundabouts and back onto the highway. Let's start building up our road pattern for this district. Alrighty, I thought about this for just a little bit and I thought I wanted to try something with trams. I mean, eventually I'm probably gonna exchange that with a metro, but right now we don't have access to metros and I thought I wanted to connect what we already have. So the tram lines are now going all the way through this district, down here, then they're coming back to the forestry industry. Right here we have the turnaround and we go back again. All we have to do is set up new tram lines, and fortunately someone mentioned that we can set up tram lines right here. People are gonna be able to walk on top of this, so I don't have to add crazy streets in order to achieve that. There's gonna be the next stop. We basically have just one stop in each district. So maybe right here we're gonna add a stop. Then we're gonna add a stop somewhere here in the center. Yeah, that should be good. We're gonna add another stop right here. Then I would like to have one in the middle approximately. So right about there, one right here. Another one on this street, and then finally one for the forestry. We can take the same line and naturally loop back just by adding a stop on the opposite sides. I know, I just right-clicked a bunch of times. Well, that was a mistake. And it looks as though I forgot to upgrade this. This should of course be 2 ways. Alright, there we go. Complete the line. Let's check this one out. This should be... yeah, actually... yeah, let's just do it yellow, greenish. We have 16 stops, so my guess is we want approximately 10 vehicles or so. Wow. We could go all the way up to 92 trams. Jeez. Actually, with 16 stops, maybe let's do 8 trams, so it kind of adds up. There we go. Trams are coming out. Okay, that seems to be working. Let's go ahead and add a road pattern. That is definitely the next step. We want to know where all the buildings are going to be located. And we might also want to add another shopping district in the area. This road coming from the highway is gonna be unchanged. I don't want to give them any access here. However, we are gonna have 2 access points on the long roads, like this, and then just 1 access point here on the shorter ones. Everything else I kind of want to fill up with roads, but I want to do it more artistically instead of just doing squares. So let me come up with a nice pattern here. And back we are. This is what I came up with thus far. It's still in development. However, I want to get things started. I already set up all the water lines. This is going to be an enormous residential district, and eventually I'm also going to replace some stuff with high density buildings, but most of it is still going to be low density. And then we're also going to have other shopping opportunities right here. That actually reminds me, we need to have a pathway from this tram station. Yeah, the tram station is right here, so we need to be able to connect this and possibly also this. Can I just move over here? Not too happy with how that looks at the moment, but at least it's connected. Well then, let's finally get things started. I want a whole bunch of residential areas in here. Now, we don't want to, zone everything in one go, otherwise we're gonna experience certain death waves if you think about the previous season. So let's just see how that goes for now. Maybe one thing we could already do is set up a bunch of emergencies. Now, by the way I set this up is, this is all one-way streets. Just the side streets are not one-way. But it's essentially a big loop setup for everything. Now that we have our first buildings, we might also want to connect up the power. Before I forget to mention, another important piece of information you gave me is that the industrial demand gets only satisfied in the forestry industry as soon as the people take the job. So contrary to industrial zoning, where the demand reacts immediately, this is only reacting once the people actually have the jobs. So with the forestry industry, there's a bigger delay. Now, let me quickly check that line. 8 vehicles, okay, that's fine. Now, they aren't distributing very well at the moment. So I hope that's gonna happen eventually. Actually, they just move past. Maybe if nobody is waiting at the stops, nothing happens. Yeah, look at that. We have 99 people waiting at this stop. So let's see whether or not they're being picked up. Right there. Okay. That at least is working. Great. Well, let's now set up a bunch of services. I definitely want a cemetery, and I would like this to be right here, actually. We also want a medical clinic for this side and another one for this side. That should cover everything. So the services are going to be at this road, but everything else is not going to be attached to this road. So even the buildings, I'm gonna avoid that they build at the road with the tram. I want them to build at the side roads here. But let's go ahead and set up also a fire station, maybe another one here. And then one single police station should actually do the trick that I'm gonna place maybe here. We will also most definitely need a couple of schools. I'm just gonna set up 2 for the time being. And then possibly one single high school might do the trick. I've connected everything here, as you can see. So if we added a high school right there, this should be connected. Yeah, look at that. They're already pretty happy about it. As for the parks, I'm actually gonna wait with this a little bit. Maybe there's something special we can set up. What is this? Park maintenance? No. I wanted to think about another special building. Maybe the Statue of Wealth, which is required to build the space elevator, but it also gives me a lot of entertainment. Now this thing is pretty huge. Yeah, let's wait with the parks for just a brief moment. I want to add more residential anyways, so that's what we're gonna do right here. And maybe a couple of housings here as well in order to connect the power. Another thing we can get started is the shopping district. We have the highest demand in that category at the moment. Now, we're actually going down into the minus with the weekly income. I'm not surprised about that because we also have to take over the entire maintenance of everything we build, such as the roads. But you can see, as soon as we are selling stuff with the industry again, we go up to a very high amount. And we already have more residential demand. I'm happily helping you out with that, guys. Now in here, I think this is a good place for our first park. It needs to be, let's see, plaza maybe? No, let's go with something natural. Whoa, I really would like to have one of these. This park is humongous. Also, it covers a huge area. This is kind of incredible. I want this park. Not so sure. I can really only fit this up here, but I think I can come up with a nice solution to make this work. I'm gonna do the same thing here on the other side. Yeah, this should make people fairly happy. I mean, this is a beautiful park. Come on. Hold on. People are actually stopping. Ah, no, these are just parked cars. I get it. Wow, that was confusing. Let's quickly check back on our tram. So 87 passengers, that's actually not too shabby. The vehicles are also a little bit better distributed, but not perfectly, to be honest. I wonder at this point, are my buses still in use? Yeah, check this out. Still a bunch of passengers going to the forestry and the festival. Oh, there we go. We reached a busy town, 5,000 people. So that unlocked something important, if I'm not mistaken. More roads, that's always a good thing. Unfortunately, no 4-lane road, that is one way. But now we have the highway sound barrier, so I'm happy about that. This also makes things look a little bit better. We have a whole bunch of new parks and pumping service. Ah, nice. When there are flooded buildings. Okay, so this is for protection. Then we have weather radar. So, tsunami warning. Okay, now we're talking. But I was also kind of hoping to get the university. Well, at least we have the sightseeing bus. And the oil industry specialization is also important. Next milestone, big town, after which we can actually make our first campus area. That might be intriguing. So a university oh, blimps, yes! And the metro, of course. New zones, okay, this is where we get the high density stuff, including offices. Well, we will reach that in a couple of minutes, to be honest, since we're growing quite rapidly at the moment. Let me get one of these tropical gardens in the joint. This might make people very happy in this general region. Yeah, show me your happiness. Show it to me! They're not happy at all. Well, I guess we have to revert back to the carousel. Yeah. Okay, that had a better effect. Okay, so how come the tropical garden is so freaking bad? Well, at least it looks good. You guys also get a bouncy castle for the children, and afterwards I need more interesting parks. Yeah, we need to make our first custom parks, to be honest. Ooh, I like how this is connected to the road here as well. At least it looks like. Now, looking at the industry, I think, yeah, we need a bunch more people. We only have 711 spots at the moment, so we'll have to add at least something new. Can expand my highway a little bit, and now we'll have to see where to place this road, actually. Ah, come on. Okay, that is not going to be easy. I think I best move one of these. There's not even a road I can move it to. Ah, right here, actually. Great. Okay, now I have the space to build a road and do my measurements. And technically this should be it. Let me test that. You come back please, and hopefully you fit in here. No? Okay, I missed 2 tiles. Et voila, a perfect fit. I like it. No! Oh god, no! Nathan, you idiot! We can do this. I believe in us. Come on. No, I missed it. We can do this. I believe in us. Yes, okay, that should work out. Good. Now I should be able to connect this. Is this more or less even? Yeah, looking good, and connect this. I actually used 2 lanes for this one. Okay. Jeez, and all that just to get some more tree plantations in the joint. Let's fill up this row. And I want this entire row to be alder trees. Awesome. How many jobs is that? That is 911, more than enough in order to get to the last level. Wait, are we still importing? Okay, that's gonna change soon. Now that we built additional forestry. Let's keep on building a little bit. I'm gonna fill this up with shopping, and I guess we can do a little bit more residential. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start filling up a couple of things right here. What is this? Is this... Yeah, that's the elementary school. So a good place to expand. One more thing I want to build before I forget it is the road maintenance depot. This thing is gonna travel around the city and boost roads, allowing for higher speeds. I mean, that is great. This might actually be one of the exceptions that I built here. Now, I don't think the green is any indication on how far these guys are willing to go. Let's actually build that right here. That's much more fitting if you ask me. Are you gonna do your job? Do you even have power? No, of course you don't. Okay, and I'm gonna wait a little bit, hang back, see how the city develops and how... Ooh. Okay, people are using the trams. Well, that's a good thing. I'll catch you in a second. Et voila, we are back. I let the district develop a little bit. Unfortunately, I did have a crash. I was already in year 37 actually. Lost a little bit of progress, so I'm a little bit confused what I already mentioned and what I didn't. But what is definitely new is this pulp mill. We actually reached level 5 in the forestry industry. So now we have an additional building producing paper. I also installed this geothermal power plant in order to get some more green energy. This is only producing noise pollution, no other pollution. I also added a couple more recycling centers right here. So now we have 3 right there on the top and 2 in the specialized industry. Currently we are rapidly growing. That means in the beginning of the next episode we will have reached the next milestone, which is perfect. But yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with where we stand at the moment. So maybe it's not the worst idea to wrap it up right at this point. I also had to install an additional water pump and a sewage drain right there. It wasn't enough anymore. And if I remember correctly, soon enough we're gonna run out of cemetery space. Yeah, looks like this is filling up rapidly. So maybe we're actually gonna install an additional one right here. Let me actually expand this road upwards. And we're already gonna add the cemetery right there. People are now spontaneously upgrading again. That is a good thing. Overall, let's actually have a look at the upgrades. We're not doing too bad right here. Also the shopping, well, actually the shopping could go higher. No, this color is already the highest level. That's good. Cool. All right, I'm happy. In the beginning of the next episode, right away, we're gonna have more buildings and projects available to us. But with that out of the way, let's wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.